probably the worst moment like of my career. Probably not going to the Euros. I think. Yeah, it was. I didn't expect it, and yeah, it was difficult for me. It was very difficult to deal with that. But yeah, everything. I believe everything happens for a reason, and it wasn't to be. And I've always had a great relationship with Gareth ever since England under 21. So I've always had a great relationship with him, and there's nothing you can do to change the decision. So I try to take it in the best way possible, and I think in that phone call that's what I tried to do, and at the end of the day, it was the right decision. They had a great tournament.
Do you think it was the right decision? You can't do.
For me, not me personally, my decision about
for England,
me.
or for you.
I see. No, I can't say, but it's I completely respected his decision, and I know for sure it wouldn't have been an easy decision for him, given like everything that we'd been through before. But Gareth's always been really great in those moments because he really talks to you and really is very open with you. So that makes things easier. And for me it was just about. I just straight away I just sort of reset, and I thought I'm gonna enjoy my summer holidays, and I just looked straight. I was with Harry at the time in Portugal, and he just said to me, you go you've got a whole pre-season and take advantage of it, and take advantage of that pre-season and be in the best possible shape for the new season, and that's really what I tried to do,
But did you allow yourself any time to, like, I use the term grieve lightly, but it must have felt like a grieving process. Did you give yourself any time just to do that?
Yeah, of course. I was upset for a while. I was with my best friends at the time, and I was with my mum and dad like a couple of days later as well. So like. I spent some time with them. I was with Jan Vertonghen like an hour after I found out. I was having dinner at Jan's he's in Lisbon now. So that I spoke to him for a while. So just spoke to like the people close to me, and yeah, you just got to move on. It's gone, and. Just got to try and get through it the best way how.
And could you understand it? Like, could you square it off in your own head, the reasons for not making the squad or not?
No, I can't understand it but that's normal because it's me. I think that's normal because it's me. I'm never gonna bet against myself or it's difficult if it's you to ever understand it, but I understood his reasons, and and I said, like, I respected his decision, and yeah, you just gotta get over it, and I did take a lot of positive. I hadn't had a pre-season, for example, I can't remember the last time I had a full pre-season, so that was great for me to have a full pre-season and really prepare myself for the start of the season, and I really feel like I took that into this season, and felt really good going into it, and felt like I had a base level of fitness that I hadn't had for a long time. So there was all of those good things to come out of it for me, which was great.
And did you watch any of the England matches?
Yeah, I watched Denmark, Germany, obviously the final, and I watched. The one in Rome, was it in Rome?
Oh yeah, the 4-0 one. Right?
Yeah.
And by then, did you put it all to bed? Because I think it's hard getting that news, but then seeing the team make the final is kind of, I don't know, is that even harder then? You're just thinking, come on, of all the times to...
Obviously, you're disappointed. You can't help but be disappointed that, such an amazing thing is happening and you're not there. But yeah, obviously I was so happy for them, and I've had so many people in that team, Stonesy, Harry, Carl Walker, Jordan, Pickford. You know, I've been with them since under 21, so or even earlier. You know, in some cases. So, you know, for them, you know, for them to have the opportunity and to win it and play in the final, and what it must have felt like here in England, you know, was amazing.
It's also a reminder, right, that this extends to every facet of our lives. What is hard for us isn't necessarily bad for us. Like, that was hard and horrible. But in the long run, it might not be bad for you. It might reignite the fire if do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. You have to take, you know, I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. So you have to try and just react in the best possible way. Like, there's no benefit for me whatsoever to sulk about it, or, you know, or blame other people, or, you know, be angry with Gareth, or there's just no benefit in it whatsoever for me in that, you know. So I'm not going to waste any time doing anything that is going to put in jeopardy like me going forward. Yeah.
But it comes back to something we talk often on this podcast, which is like, things happen that are not your fault. That's a really good example. But how you deal with it is your responsibility. And if you'd have sulked and got frustrated, well, that's not going to impact Gareth or the England team or anybody else. There's only one person that's going to affect.
Yeah.
And it's you. And I think it can be it's a hard mindset sometimes for people to understand that you can still choose happiness. Like, you can still choose positivity in the face of unhappiness and negativity. Yeah, of course. I think it's also about distinguishing. You know, I think it's very difficult as you know, I find it as I get older, it's more and more clear to me. But also, like, you distinguishing me as a footballer and me as a person, you know, and having a clear line between those two people. And when you're younger, how good you are at football, you feel like that's how good you are as a person, and that's how good or bad you are, depending on how you played on the weekend, or how you played, you know, how people perceive you as a footballer. And so you know, distinguishing those two things, and you know, this is who I am as a person, regardless of, obviously, football determines a lot how I am as a person, my experiences within it. But, you know, you need to have you can't roll with the ups and downs of football on a personal level. You need to know who you are as a person, and then, you know, football, there'll be up and downs in football, but you have a base to work off of, which is who I am, you know.